I'm flavoring butter. Everybody knows the traditional herb butter. You can take any kind of herb that you want out of your garden, out of the fridge, and put it in butter and make your own flavored herb butter. But I thought I would show you a couple of different variations of butter that seem to work well for us. These are the flavors that we like, and they're super handy to have. This one is great. This one is dill and lemon, and what I do is take the zest of a lemon and I'll put the juice of this lemon, a little slice, and dill, fresh dill, and I'll put butter in that. This is cilantro with the zest of a lime and the juice of a lime that I'm going to put in there, and parsley and lemon. This works really well. This is a nice combination. So I got a little bit of zest in there, and I'll put the juice of that in there too. This one is orange butter. This is a very sweet butter, but a little bit of orange juice, concentrated orange juice, the zest of an orange, and some icing sugar. That's the trick, the icing sugar. Also, I do mustard butter. I use Dijon mustard and just mix it in with the butter. And everybody knows this combination, garlic and chives. That's a handy dandy one, of course. You can also make maple butter. This is really, really good and nice to have at hand. There's also honey butter. You can add some icing sugar in with that as well. And another really good one for your waffles and pancakes is almond butter. I just ground these up in my coffee grinder, and it's like powder, and I'll put a little bit of butter in there, and then we'll have our almond butter. So we'll get started. I'm using unsalted butter. Now when I find that when I'm using, hold on, I need another spoon. When I'm using unsalted butter, I always have to salt it. It just doesn't come out right for me. So I always have to salt my unsalted butter. But that's just a personal preference, and it's totally up to the individual. Now there's no exact measurements to this kind of stuff. I don't think you can see that. There's no exact measurements. It's basically to taste. You can use dry herbs if you like. That works really well. But if you're using fresh herbs, make sure that it's 2 to 3 times as much as your dry, because the dry herbs are very concentrated and the fresh are not. So I'm just going to squeeze this lime in there, a little bit of juice, and this is going to make it have a great flavor. I find the convenience of these is what makes me do these. It's very convenient to have at hand. So I'm going to mix all of these up, and then I'll come back. All I do is put the butter in my containers. It's that simple. Now this seems like a lot, but you can buy the smaller containers. And then I put my lid on it, clean it up, and then I put it in the freezer. So it works really well. They're really tight fitting lids. There's my, I think this is cilantro and lime. And then I put it into a freezer-friendly Ziploc bag that says cilantro and lime butter, so I know exactly what butter is in my freezer. The other thing you can do, hold on, let me get this, put this away. The other thing you can do, and I find that this works really, really well with the maple flavors and the sweet butters that you want on your pancakes, is you make your butter. This is cinnamon and icing sugar. This is a beautiful butter to have on your waffle. I actually had this morning. I put it on in the middle of wax paper, and I set it in the fridge to firm up. Then all you have to do is peel it off. If you try to smooth it out without the wax paper on top, it's going to be all bumpy. I think the best way to do it is just put a big blob of butter in the center and put the wax paper on top and just pat it down with your hands, and it becomes baby smooth. So you can get little fun things like maple leaves or hearts or stars, and it's nice for entertaining. So I just go ahead and cut little packets of butter out. And then I put That one turned out. Just take them out, and they come out like that. Cute little stars. Isn't that fun for a little kid on their like waffles and stuff? That would be fun. I put a little piece of wax paper, put my butter on there, another little piece of wax paper, and then put my butter on there. And I just keep piling them up. And that's how easy it is to make little butter dabs for your waffles. Or entertaining. They're really cute when you're entertaining. I finished cutting out the stars, and I put the wax paper in between them all, stuck them in the freezer, and at this point you want to work pretty quick because these melt very quickly in your hands. All I do is put clear wrap around them and wrap them up tight. These are kind of frozen, so it's good. And I put them in a Ziploc. And I'll do the same with the other one. These are so easy to come apart when you need them. I don't find that the cling wrap works very well in between the butter pads. I find that the wax paper actually works a lot better. They come out so simply. As you can see, they're already kind of on their own. And every time we want something like this on our waffles or anything like that, we just take some out. So these are going to go right into the freezer. There you go, all the butter's done. All of this butter is fantastic for baked goods and chicken and poultry. You can even put your herb butter into mashed potatoes, or you know, if you want a little bit on a barbecue of some sort of meat. It all works, it's all good. So anything that you can come up with is a win-win, because there's really no going wrong with it. The only thing that I could add to it is, if you're making a sweet butter, if you feel that it's lacking flavor, say cinnamon, and you feel like it needs something, I wouldn't put more cinnamon in if you can taste the cinnamon. I would add the icing sugar. That's the trick to sweet butters, the icing sugar. This makes a big, big difference. That's how easy it is to make flavored and herb butter. Till next time, hey do.